That booty shake. Chaewon! I wish like those people who are criticizing them could read lyrics like this and actually hear them. Hello Clairverse, it's Elsie. Welcome to my channel. If you are new and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm continuing my journey today through Sserafim's discography with their 2022 EP Antifragile or Antifragile. I still don't know. Maybe it's both. Now, because I've already heard the title track, I'm going to be reacting to just the B-sides today. So we're gonna go all the way from the intro of the Hydra to the final song, which is Good Parts. So let's get into it. But before we do, please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel. For today's beverage of the day, I have a Le Digestif tea from David's Tea. Have a little bit of a tummy ache, so I thought a nice digestive tea would be a good beverage for today. Tastes kind of like minty, gingery, very like fresh. Okay, so for our first video here, we're going to be reacting to the trailer of the album called The Hydra. Now, I think this will contain the entire intro because the trailer itself is 2 minutes and 28 seconds long, but then the intro track itself is only 1 minute and 44 seconds. So I'm curious to see what tone we set with The Hydra. I feel like with a song called The Hydra, it's gonna be very intense. And are they all gonna be like heads of the Hydra, where if you cut off their head, then just 3 more will grow back? Let's watch and find out. Ooh.
Do you think I'm fragile?
Definitely not.
Again and again.
Ooh, all of them doing their first languages. Just so fierce. Oh man, they look so stunning. This feels very like the Joker from The Dark Knight in the truck, you know, with his nukes. Oh my gosh, they foreshadowed. They foreshadowed Bluebeard's wife in this. Just walking down the runway. Well, they're definitely the fiercest in that shipping container, that's for sure. Or dock, sorry, not container, dock. Where are they changing? That's what I want to know. I love the like cute yet edgy style that they have. With the plaid, it feels very like Vivienne Westwood. Ooh, yeah, that was fun. I wanted more of that. I would watch like a 3-hour-long fashion show with Sserafim. The serve was like truly real. And this one line too of take a swing, here's my neck. It almost feels like a threat. Like, try me and see what's gonna happen because those 3 heads are gonna grow. And it's also really cool that pretty much every album that I've seen so far implements like elements of mythology into the lore, where on this album we have the Hydra, and then on Unforgiven there's Bluebeard's wife, and then on Fearless there was the Great Mermaid. So yeah, it's cool that there's all this just like sea lore in particular. But anyways, we are going to move on to Impurities next. But if you would like to see my Antifragile reaction and you haven't seen it yet, I will link it just up here. It was actually my first time ever reacting to Sserafim, and I had thought about reacting to the performance video or a dance practice or something along those lines, but unfortunately for some reason this video would get blocked if I reacted to more than 4 songs. I don't know, it's just something that happens with Hydra and also the big 3, and there were exactly 4 B-sides on this album, so I figured it would be best to just leave that out. But if you'd like to see me react to the dance practice or the performance video or any other antifragile content in the future, then let me know in the comments. But okay, let's get to our music video for Impurities. Impurities, I know all about those, particularly on my jaw and my chin, but I have a feeling they're not talking about zits here. But holy cow, we have a lot of writers and a lot of composers, but one of them was Yoonjin. So after a really just fierce track like Antifragile, what exactly is Impurities going to be? I'm very, very curious. So let's get to the music video. It's very dreamy. A lot of their choreography starts with them on the floor, I've noticed. Like with Fearless. Ooh. It's like old school groove. R&B vibes to it. Huh. Ooh. I love the R&B, like 90s vibes of this. Oh, those beautiful angelic vocals. That booty shake. Wanted more like a witch. Intensely sparkling glittery things. I mean, same. I love those too. And even this like setting feels very mythological. The chest popping. It does feel very 90s. They just look so elegant, and it's interesting talking about impurities when their outfits are all white. But that seems so innocent, that one moment, but, you know, looking at the lyrics, not so innocent. Ooh, my blood red desires deepening. Power stronger in adversity. Ooh. Yeah, I love the complexities of this song. This was groovy. I like this one. And in a way, this felt like a performance video of just getting down to the basics with just pure white outfits and a pretty simple setting, but it's still just like delivered, and I was so sucked in by it all. But the lyrics were really interesting. And you know, obviously their choreography and performance was very like spellbinding, but I felt like most pulled in by the lyrics. Like a drop that fell in infuses with my transparent self and showing you the real me, the light growing dark red. While they're, you know, on this red carpet, deep signs of desires engulfed in darkness, like, and my heart's glowing crimson, within me a raging passion. I can see countless destinations, so here's my key of, you know, there's just like so much going on under the surface. And despite the perfections on the surface, what makes me are my imperfections. I'm beautiful with my scratches just because it's what I am. Like, this is me. And then by the end, we have this much more like colorful scene behind them. And I'm not afraid of the overwhelming shadow. I'll have it all, what I desire. It's not even like I'm afraid I'll get through it, but it's like I actually look forward to it. And that adversity is what's going to bring me what I want. And the music video is a really cool way to deliver that message too, because on the surface, it's just like, oh, these beautiful girls dancing beautifully with very simple outfits. But then again, beneath, there's just so much more lurking. So I'm sure it wasn't difficult to tell, but I love this. Not to mention the really cool 90s R&B instrumental. So let's get to our next B-side here, which is No Celestial, written by Yoonjin, among many others. So based on these photos here from the lyric video by the wonderful Zati Farhani, is this song maybe going to be a bit like edgier, a bit more of a youthful vibe to it maybe, or like a rebellious vibe? So yeah, curious to see if this song's a bit on the edgier side here. This is from the trailer, right? Ow! This feels like something that would come out in the mid-2000s. Like Avril Lavigne or something like that. It feels very nostalgic. Chaewon! Oh my gosh, and this potty mouth. Yeah, this definitely has a much edgier vibe. Listen to my honest voice. Yeah, it's so interesting, the message that they're sending in this album of, you know, Antifragile being like, you know, I'm unstoppable, I'm not fragile, but at the same time, there's, you know, I'm no fucking angel, I'm no fucking goddess, I'm just me, like, I'm just a person. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes it can be so easy for us to forget that when, you know, we see this amazing product in front of us of these fantastic singers, dancers, visuals, actresses, all of the above, and they just seem like these pinnacles of perfection, but they really are just human. And I've been following the criticism recently that Sserafim has been getting for their live vocals, and I think it's dumb, personally, that they're getting this criticism, because first of all, the people who are criticizing them, I would love to see them try to sing on a stage and look the way that Sserafim looks, like perfection, and then try to sing at the same time. I would love to see those people try. But I just feel like people's expectations these days are just like so unrealistic for what they expect from idols, because it's like, oh, they need to rest, the labels need to treat them well, but at the same time it's like, oh, they need to have plenty of comebacks, they need to have lots in their schedule, or else they're like falling off. It's just like, it's hypocritical. Are their vocals not the greatest vocals to ever be heard on a encore? Maybe, but like, so what? Clearly they know how to put on a show and how to entertain and how to make amazing music. So if their vocals aren't like 10 out of 10 every single performance, I couldn't care less. Anyway, that's my rant for today. But I wish like those people who are criticizing them could read lyrics like this and actually hear them, because Chaewon needs to say it louder for the people in the back, because they need to hear it clearly. Yeah, this miserable world. Like a song called No Celestial, because it's like down to earth. Get it now. I really want to headbang, but I'm trying not to shake my desk too much, because that'll shake the microphone and the camera. I just have to headbang away later. But this feels really nostalgic. Yeah, this and Impurities both. And I mean this in the best way, but it almost reminds me of something that would have come out in like Camp Rock, where they would be like on the stage performing this, and then Demi Lovato would be like, she's really good, manifesting that. Also, fun fact, when the Jonas Brothers were in Toronto filming Camp Rock, I saw them in a restaurant, and I locked eyes with Joe Jonas, and I could tell he knew that I knew who he was, but I just sat there. I sat there and I did not approach him, because he's just trying to eat his dinner. He does not want to be bothered. But as a Joe Jonas stan in 2007, my life was made in that moment. And I delulued myself into thinking that when we made eye contact, he fell in love at first sight, and that he wasn't actually scared for his life and safety. But yes, this was fun. I'm really enjoying the vibe of this album. So let's get to our last song here, which is Good Parts, or Good Parts when the quality is bad, but I am. But you are what? Definitely not bad quality, that's for sure. And this time we have Sakura in addition to Yoonjin helping write and compose this song. Also, who is this? Not Chaewon. I don't know her. This doesn't look like her at all. Maybe it's just because of like this lip color. I guess just used to seeing her with like a darker lip color, because the rest of them look like themselves. But anyways, let's listen to Good Parts, see how this album closes off and what kind of tone that we end on here.
I just wanna love myself. 난 좋을 때도 나쁠 때도 love my weakness. 화려했던 기대와는 달리 왠지 볼품없다 해도 find the good parts, the good parts.
I just have to say, I just realized that I almost made the exact same sound as Kazuha had just made. But I just love that with every Sserafim album that I've heard so far, they put up this just like really tough exterior, but then as the album goes on, it's almost like they open up more and more to us about how they like actually feel and who they really are. So it's almost like the surface of the title track is where they show that tough exterior, but then when you go into the B-sides, that's where they show you like their true fans who they are and those like vulnerabilities. Talking about loving yourself and even in happy times, bad times, loving my weakness, even if it's nothing compared to the fancy expectations, the unrealistic expectations as evidenced by some of their recent criticism. But anyways, let's resume.
The good parts.
Just fidgeting my fingers.
How my 기분은 falling down. Pick of mine, zooming out, pretend I'm fine. I just wanna love
just has like such a warm vibe about it. And then just like airiness to those vocals. Feels much more vulnerable, that tone. Good, good. Sometimes that's better than the 4K cam. This feels so comforting, like feels like a hug. Really showing their versatility on their album, on this album. Sorry. Embarrassing reels. I just love this message of embracing those weaknesses, because we're never going to be perfect, no matter how hard we try. It's all right to make mistakes. Yeah, and it's not necessarily about like I don't have weaknesses or minimizing them or pretending they don't exist, but it's about like finding strengths in your weaknesses. And in a way, like you can find any strength in any weakness, because you know, if it's like, oh, I'm really anxious, well then you think things through. You don't make decisions too hastily, probably, if you're relatively anxious. Or, you know, I don't like myself, well, you're humble then. Or even it's just like, I have weaknesses and it's okay to have weaknesses and I accept that I have them, but I still love myself regardless. I have these weaknesses and that's okay. I just love that message, especially sending that message to young girls in particular, because I feel like generally, even more than boys, girls are expected to perform and live up to standards on the inside and the outside. So I can't even imagine like what hearing a song like this could have done for me as a young girl. Spent way too much of my life caring about what people thought about me. And you know, now that I'm in my 30s, I look back and say, I wish I would have spent less time worrying about that and just living my life the way I wanted to, rather than what others would have expected me to do, or doing things to please somebody else and only somebody else. I try to adopt that philosophy whenever I can, of just like, if I were to look back in 10 years, how would I have wanted myself to respond? So in this case, what they're saying here, I wish I could have just loved myself the way that I was and accepted that I wasn't ever going to be perfect, and not spend so much of my time wasting my time trying to be. So I really love the message of this song, and also just like the lighthearted, comforting way that they do it. Like, the song just feels like a safe space. So friends, this was a shorter one today, but I definitely felt like despite these only being 4 songs, they're 4 songs that packed a lot of punch, and there was a lot of versatility within them. So I've just really been enjoying my Sserafim journey so far, and I can't wait to get to the final album in my journey, which is Unforgiven, and part of me wants to put it off so that I'm not all caught up and I can just savor in enjoying new Sserafim. But of course, if there's anything that I've missed along the way or other content that you'd like to see me react to from Sserafim, definitely let me know in the comments. But in the meantime, I hope that you enjoyed this reaction, and I hope that you're doing well, staying safe, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, and accepting your weaknesses. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.